How is the patient, Mew? The patient was exposed to some type of toxin that affected her nervous system, which is why she fainted. But we need to wait for the results of the blood tests to identify which substance was responsible. Is she out of danger? I mean, there's nothing we should worry about, right? Yes, she's out of danger. Now we just need to wait for her to regain consciousness. Once that happens, I'll do a more detailed examination. Thank you very much. Weo thanked her friend, who ran a small clinic on the outskirts of the city. Before she fainted, Princess Catherine insisted that she did not want to be taken to a hospital or involve the police in any way. Faced with this, Weo had no choice but to turn to her doctor friend, trusting that she would keep everything a secret. But you still haven't told me who this woman is, Weo. I can't say yet. Doesn't that put me at risk? What if she's a fugitive or a wanted criminal? Could that get me in trouble? I didn't tell you because I'm still not sure who she really is. But don't worry, this woman is not a criminal, and I promise you won't get in trouble because of this. The detective stared at Princess Catherine, who remained unconscious and receiving IV fluids. She could not reveal to anyone that this woman was, in fact, a high-ranking noblewoman and heir to the throne of Maidlin. Before anything else, there were many truths to be discovered. If the real Princess Catherine was there with her, then who was the other woman who was in the hotel, surrounded by security? Who was the person she saw next to the royal butler, Gray? Everything was complicated and involved many layers of secrecy. Any decision she made at that moment would have inevitable future consequences. Therefore, she needed to think carefully and act calmly despite the pressure of the situation. She hadn't planned to get involved, but now it was too late to turn back. From the moment Princess Blue asked for her help, Weo, why did it take you so long to come back? What happened? There was a confrontation behind the hotel. It is suspected that it was the work of a Maidlin terrorist group that infiltrated Thailand. The chief ordered increased security to protect the princess and instructed all teams to work with the utmost caution to ensure her safety. He was furious that he could not find you, since you are the head of the security team. Is Princess Catherine safe? Yes, Her Highness is fine. She is currently resting and has ordered you to go see her as soon as you return. Understood. Thank you, Beam, for keeping everything under control. Weo replied to the young police lieutenant, who worked beside him before heading off to meet Princess Catherine as requested. She had returned to the hotel that very morning, shortly after the attack that had occurred in the middle of the night. Although she was not completely sure, she felt a little more at ease knowing that the Princess Royal was safe under Beam's protection. I request permission to see the princess. His Highness Blue is waiting for you, Weo. Please follow me. Weo walked behind Grace, the princess's lady-in-waiting, who led her to a wide balcony within the sumptuous chamber. There, standing at the edge of the balcony, was Princess Catherine, watching the dawn break. She could not yet see her face. Miss Weo has arrived, Your Highness. I respectfully greet Your Highness. There's no need for so much formality, nor honorifics. I just want to talk about last night's incident. What does Your Highness wish to know? Grace, leave us alone. I want to speak with Weo in private. Yes, Your Highness. Weo watched the lady-in-waiting walk away, giving her privacy for their conversation. Meanwhile, she took the opportunity to carefully study the woman before her. She mentally compared her to the person she had rescued the night before. No matter how hard he tried to find differences, everything about her. The stunning face that had captured his gaze from their first meeting, the intonation and rhythm of her voice, every gesture and posture was identical. There were no obvious flaws that could be pointed out. Why, on the night of the attack, did you disappear even though you were the head of my security? I had an urgent matter to attend to. Was this matter more important than my safety? Yes, it was something even more crucial than the duty I was assigned. Understood, you may leave. The lieutenant looked at the princess, surprised by the direct and abrupt way in which she ended the conversation after only a few questions. She bowed her head slightly as a sign of respect and said goodbye, but before leaving, she made sure to make something clear. If Your Highness wishes to blame someone or hold someone accountable for this, I take full responsibility for my failure as the team leader. None of my subordinates are to blame. I won't punish her. What happened was an unexpected confrontation, but I hope it won't happen again in the future. Even Beam, who was on duty that night, didn't know exactly what had happened, only that there had been a conflict at the back of the hotel. If even the Ties were not aware of what really happened, how could Maidlin's agents, who were not around, know? And why had something so important been reported directly to the foreign princess? From now on, I will dedicate myself completely to Your Highness's safety, even if it costs my life. I appreciate that. There was a subtle but crucial detail that set the two Princess Catherines apart. Something so small that it went unnoticed in the face of the overwhelming similarity between them. The height, the posture, the behavior were impeccably identical. But no matter how much they tried to hide it, no matter how meticulous the preparation. The eyes. The gaze of the princess before her did not convey the same warm tenderness as before. Even when he smiled, something about him was different. Finally, Weo understood. That was the fake princess. Helena, did that police officer raise any suspicions? Don't worry, Grace. I've been preparing for this for many years. I'm not going to let our entire plan fall apart because of a single police officer. The fake Princess Catherine, played by Helena, responded to her accomplice, Grace. They had planned this for years, and Helena underwent numerous plastic surgeries from head to toe to pass herself off as the real Princess Catherine Blue Delana from Maidlin flawlessly. With the collaboration of her faithful servant Grace, who was trusted by everyone, no one would ever suspect the great plan they were executing. But I don't feel safe about Weo. I think this police officer could be a threat to us. What do you mean? Last night, when everything happened, Weo disappeared. No one knows where she was or can explain her whereabouts, even though she was assigned to protect Princess Blue here. But if this police officer had discovered that I was an imposter, she wouldn't stand still. From what I observed, Weo didn't show any suspicion or strange behavior. Still, we cannot let our guard down until the body of the real Princess Blue is found. The assassin hired for this job had reported that Princess Catherine had been eliminated as ordered. However, until there was concrete proof, a piece of evidence or a picture confirming the real princess's death, Grace believed they could not afford to let their guard down. If they were executing such a grand plan, one small mistake could ruin everything. But Henry assured that the assassin completed his mission. Helena, I just have a feeling that things won't be so easy and perfect for our side. I'm going to order Henry to have someone watch Weo's every move until we leave Thailand next week. We need to resolve everything here as discreetly as possible. Grace, do whatever you think is necessary. As for this part of the plan, I will take care of everything as Maidlin's heir. All the royal obligations that Princess Catherine was expected to fulfill, including diplomatic visits and strategic alliances with other nations, as well as the future succession to the throne of King Arthur Delana, who would soon abdicate in favor of his daughter, were now in her hands. And when that moment came, the entire kingdom of Maidlin would belong to her. See you tomorrow. Weo bid farewell to her younger colleague as they each went their separate ways after completing their duties for the day. They would swap shifts with another security team before Weo returned the next day to accompany Princess Catherine as scheduled. After parting ways with the team and driving away from the hotel toward her destination, the experienced lieutenant soon noticed a car that seemed to have been following her ever since she had left the street in front of the hotel. Even after nearly 10 kilometers, the vehicle continued to follow her, maintaining a constant distance. What an amateurish chase. She muttered to herself, frustrated with the situation, which not only irritated her, but was also delaying her journey. However, for the safety of the real Princess Catherine, Weo decided to detour and park at a gas station. Pretending to need to go to the bathroom, she walked calmly there, While out of the corner of her eye, she watched the suspicious car also stop at the same gas station, keeping a certain distance. She's been in the bathroom for a long time. It's been almost 20 minutes. But the car is still there, and there is no other exit behind it. Go check if she's still inside. Lupe, there's no one in the girl's bathroom. Damn, how did she get out if there is only one way out? The last stall has the toilet seat down, and there are footprints on the seat. She must have escaped through the window. Then go after her now. My people never get anything right. Lam, why did you only arrive now? I could barely hold you. Did she wake up long ago? It's been a while. As soon as he woke up, he asked for you. But when he found out you weren't here, he wanted to leave right away. I had to beg him to wait until the serum was finished. Hey, didn't you come by car? It's a long story. First, close the clinic. I'll explain later. Wayo ended his conversation with the doctor and went straight to the person who had just regained consciousness. When he arrived, he found Princess Catherine removing the IV on her own, trying to gather the strength to stand up, despite her body still being weak from the poison she had ingested. Her balance faltered and she almost fell, but Wayo managed to catch her in time. Princess, Mrs. Wayo, don't force your body. You're still sick. And now, what do I do? I don't even know how to speak in this formal language properly. You can talk to me normally. Catherine sat back down on the stretcher, realizing that her body had not yet fully recovered, even after the treatment, and having been unconscious for almost an entire night. It's bleeding. It's nothing. I'll call the doctor to take care of the wound. No need. I need to get out of here immediately. If you don't want a doctor, at least let me treat the wound first. The lieutenant, who was an expert at capturing criminals but not at all skilled at treating injuries, hesitantly picked up the first aid supplies. She delicately used cotton to wipe away the blood, applied alcohol to the wound, and somewhat nervously applied a bandage. Thanks. About your rush to get out of here, may I ask where you want to go? Call me Blue. If you keep calling me Princess and speaking so formally, I'm afraid both you and I will end up in danger. Blue. I need to go back immediately to reveal the truth. Grace, my trusted maid, is behind a conspiracy. She tried to kill me. Now, Maidlin's guards and even the Thai authorities must be turning everything upside down to find me. I don't want this to turn into a nationwide incident. If that happens, my father will surely be extremely worried. Wait, Blue, you can't go back now. Why are you trying to stop me, Wayo? As unbelievable and difficult as it was to say, Wayo knew he needed to tell the princess the reality of the situation so she would understand the danger they faced. Because at this moment, besides me, no one else knows that you are alive. Not Maidlin's guards, not the Thai authorities. What do you mean by that? I don't understand. Imagine what would happen if everyone discovered that there are two princesses of Maidlin. One of them is a fake, but has her loyal maid by her side and enough power to command the royal guards. Meanwhile, the real princess is here, with no one to confirm her identity. Right now, there is an imposter pretending to be you. This is my secret hideout, different from the police safe house. How long do we need to hide here? Until we can prove that you are the real Princess Catherine. Wayo explained the situation to Princess Catherine so she could understand better, before deciding to take her to hide in her secret retreat in the suburbs. She had bought this place without even her own father knowing, making it the safest place to keep a low profile. Furthermore, if he took Princess Catherine to the police hideout, the information would eventually reach the ears of her father, Commander Watit. Or worse, it could leak to the Maidlin rebels. That would mean handing the princess directly into danger. But I have honor, I have dignity. Why should I hide? You understand the situation we are in. I understand, Wayo. But while the rebels are pretending to be me, if I do nothing, this imposter could commit crimes or tarnish my family's honor, harming my country. I am just an ordinary citizen, and I may not understand the greatness of your honor. But as a police officer, I promise to help you, and my responsibility is to ensure your safety. But So while I'm trying to help you, the princess needs to cooperate and follow my instructions. It's for your own safety." How bold she must have been to interrupt and even give orders to a princess who was heir to the throne. But before she knew it, her words had come out faster than her thoughts. The princess, in turn, sealed her lips and gave euparging, recognizing that it was not the right time to take unnecessary risks while the rebels had the upper hand in everything. Understood. Great, and now that you understand, you need to follow the rules. Not even my father gives me orders like you do. Forgive me, Your Highness, but if anything poses a danger to you, I will not hesitate to intervene. Catherine met Weio's determined gaze, using reason to convince her to accept the situation. Then, without further discussion, she walked away to explore the secret hideout while pondering her next move. She needed to find a weak point to reach the imposter and the traitorous servant, revealing the whole truth. "This is the biggest room in the house. I'll take the smaller one over there. Make yourself at home." "Weio." "Yes. Can I trust you? What do you think?" Instead of a direct answer, Catherine received a question in return. She knew little about Weio beyond what she had heard from Grace. But now she could no longer trust even her former servant's words. From the moment Grace had plotted her death out of selfish ambition, it had become impossible to tell what was true and what was false. Even Grace, who grew up beside me and swore loyalty to me, betrayed me and tried to kill me. And what would you say about someone you just met? So that's what you think. Don't trust anyone so easily, not even me. Don't judge me just because I'm helping you. That's part of my job as a police officer. If the princess trusted anyone just because they showed her kindness, she would never be safe or escape the traps of her enemies. It would be best to remain suspicious and avoid trusting anyone. Not even Weio. Now I know you are someone who takes your mission seriously. I will do my best to help you. I think. When this is all over and the truth comes out, you can decide what kind of person I am. Lam, in a few days, Princess Catherine will be leaving for a neighboring country. Don't let Madeline have another reason to criticize us, saying that we neglected such an important task. Who brought this matter to my father? Mr. Henry, Madeline's royal guard, has ordered the higher authorities to keep an eye on the Thai security team, especially the head of the unit. Madeline is keeping an eye on you, Lam. That's why your father wants to know if you've done anything to displease them. It feels like I'm being branded guilty before any proof is even available. If Madeline's own royal guard had made this complaint to the higher authorities, there would be two possibilities. The first, Henry was involved in the attempt on the real Princess Catherine's life and was collaborating with Grace and the imposter in a larger plan. Or the second, Henry knew nothing and was merely passing on the orders of the false princess and her traitorous servant. This is serious, Lam. It's different from the other times when you insisted so much that you ended up getting transferred. Your father doesn't know what you're planning, but if it's something dangerous, back off now. Don't get involved, because when it comes to that, not even your father's position will be able to help you. Keep your rank on your shoulders, father. If I make a mistake, I will take full responsibility. I promise I won't let it rub off on you. This daughter of mine, why is she so stubborn? Always impulsive, she never listens to me. Do you really not know who I got this temperament from? Are you implying that you take after me? Yes, when you were young, you were also fearless and reckless. Don't tell me you've forgotten. You always defend her in the end. Very beautiful. When did you come back, Weio? If I were the villain, Blue, you wouldn't get away. We wouldn't have escaped that night if it weren't for the help we received. Catherine answered the policewoman, who was now the only royal guard by her side abroad. Because at this moment, the people loyal to Madeline and her father were under the control of the rebels, who held great power. She had not imagined that Grace would be capable of devising such a deep plan, a plan so difficult to expose without essential evidence, such as the necklace off diamonds from the royal family and the princess's crown, which had been stolen. You play the piano very well, Blue. I know this is not the time to feel calm, but there is nothing we can do here. I didn't say anything. As I said, you play the piano very well, or else we have a record player to pass the time. Have you made any progress, Weo? Now I'm being hunted by the people of Maidlin. Weo informed Princess Catherine of something important based on the information she received from her father, and she would probably receive more details about a person named Henry. As for the two assumptions she made, it is up to Maidlin's heir to decide which one is correct. What does that mean? Tell me now. Henry's royal guard is watching me every step of the way. I think that after today, I might not be able to come back here until the fake princess travels to a neighboring country. Henry has always been loyal to us. Even his father, Anthony, was loyal to my father. Why did he agree to collaborate with Grace and this unknown woman who is doing evil? Catherine spoke about the royal secretary, Anthony, a person very loyal to her father, and about Henry, the head of her guards. If what Weo said is true, it means that the rebels who planned to harm her were much closer than she imagined. She never suspected Grace and Henry. Yes, that night she heard a male voice before she passed. But power and money always change people. If Grace has the fake princess with our looks, the royal jewels, and Henry's strength, the path to proving that we are Maidlin's true heir seems increasingly difficult. Don't give up so easily, Blue. Now we have no more strength or power. We have nothing left. You still have me. Even though I'm just a single guard, and I can't compete with Maidlin's strength, that's just how I am. When I promise to help someone, I'll do it to the end. I have a question. The fair-faced lady raised an eyebrow slightly after seeing Catherine stare at her seriously before asking. She then also looked back and stood attentively, waiting to hear. Why do you believe so much that I am the real princess? Because, in the similarity, there is something that is different. What's different about the fake princess? The eyes. What do my eyes look like? I tried to compare them to the photos of the fake princess who replaced me. Even I thought it was me, let alone the people in Maidlin who would believe it. I can't explain it clearly, I just know that it's different. Your eyes have something that I can see, like the sky with stars shining and twinkling. The fake princess, on the other hand, is like the sky on a starless night. Your eyes, Blue, are more special than any.